Hello, we are back for day 7. So it's been a week of me doing these videos. Good accomplishment. Uh, this topic is something I think everybody should take with a grain of salt. Not even with a grain of salt, just something to really pay attention to and take in. The topic for today is forgiveness. And I think some people really need to learn that forgiveness is the best way of going about things, but we'll talk about that later, and let's get to it. I think forgiveness is the decision to let go of an emotion you hold towards something or someone. I mean that as in maybe any kind of emotion: anger, sorrow, sadness, resentment, etc. I think that's like letting go of those emotions is forgiveness. And yeah, that's what I think forgiveness is at its heart and its like at its whole. And why might you hold these emotions towards something or someone? So there's a lot of reasons. Someone could do you wrong, like cheat on you, um, treat you badly, be a bad friend, or take things from you. So steal from you, take away confidence, or something else, or be better than you. I know the last two are a little. No, I think the last one's a little different, and that's just something I think you could still forgive someone about, because it's an emotion you hold towards them, like envy, and it's like I think actually it might be more of a hard to think about. It's either forgiving yourself or forgiving them. I think it might be slightly in between, because you know you're envying that person if you're thinking about the point of forgiving them, and then maybe forgiving the situation and the reality that this is reality and that person is better than me. So, but even after all that, and let's say somebody treats us so bad and they are, I don't know, a really, really good friend, why should we forgive these people? Well, let's think about it. You. You are imperfect. You, for the Christians out there, you sin. For the non Christians, you do bad things. You go about your day being not a perfect person. And we've talked about perfection and I think what, day 4? I think day 4 or 5, I can't remember. But we've talked about perfection. Go watch that video. But you yourself are imperfect. And who is a man, or who is a person to judge another when themselves walk as imperfect? So when you think about forgiving someone and you're ready to take those steps, or even if you feel like I can't forgive this person, think about the fact that you yourself aren't imperfect. You are not a perfect person. Not at all. You can never be, you will never be. And neither will that person that hurt you, but know that you one day will have to be forgiven for the actions you take towards something or someone else. And you have had to have been forgiven before in your life. Promise you. Those two things either will or have happened. And it will happen. One day you will have to be forgiven for something you've done. And I promise you, you have been forgiven for something you've done in the past. So those two things will come up because you walk as an imperfect person. So remember that and think about that. And the second thing, the past experiences that made that person who they are and what made them go through with the actions that had affected you. So what I mean by that is, if somebody had hurt you, what from their past led up to them making that decision to make those, how do I say this? What situations from their past made them into the person that they are to hurt you? I watched a good video about it, and I just can't remember where it's from off the top of my head. If I do, Editor Blanco, put it here. But I can't remember like the 4 examples they gave, but let me think about it. Someone who's, oh, I remember it. One of them was the show off. The show off had, oh, the show off had went about something in their past that they weren't probably good at, and they were looked down upon for it, or they weren't looked down upon, they were frowned, yeah, I guess looked down upon for it, and they weren't as good as they wanted to be. So when it came to other experiences in the future, they decided to show off and be that center of attention because they weren't that before, and they were looked down upon for something that had happened in their past. And there's others, you know, when you think about it, you might be thinking about it right now. Oh, well, this person did that to me. What had made that person want to do it? What experiences made that person into who they are now and into that person that hurt you? So think about that person's past and think about that thing's past that hurt you. And I'm not saying it might not be their fault, but know that it's out of their control. It's probably something that's out of their control. But there are a few examples. So, the cheating example. I had a friend who had gotten cheated on. It was a long story. I'm not going to go into the whole story of how she got cheated on. But when I talked to her about it, she was hurt. And I was like, that's sad. That sounds like I don't care at all. But I was like, I understand your pain and I understand where you're coming from. And we all had talked about it as a group. Rebecca was with me, and we were playing pickleball. Me, Rebecca, a few of my other friends, and that person. And they had told me, they were like, man, I just want to get back at them. I want to get back at them for what they did to me and the fact that they cheated. And I hate them so much. I want to get back at them. I want to do this. I want to do that. I'm going to make this TikTok about them. I'm going to make this post about them. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. And I'm like, no. And then their friends were hyping them up. Like, oh yeah, do it. Get back at him. He's a freaking piece of crap. I was like, no, don't do that. You're stooping down to their level by doing that. And cheating is a hard thing to stoop down to, but the way I think about it and the way I see it is to even take a step into the wrong direction of going about a situation is almost stooping down to the original person's level. And I told her, I was like, you're stooping down to his level. And she was like, no, I'm not. And I was like, yeah. What makes you any better if you're just going to talk down on their name and talk down on them, say this and that about them, make these posts? It might make you feel better, but what person does that make, or what does that make you? And then we all sat and we were already sitting, but we sat and we thought about it, and we were like, yeah, I guess everybody else around me was like, yeah, you're right. Because in all truth and honesty, what kind of person does that make you, talking down on someone's name and stooping down to their level, being that kind of person? Be the bigger person. That's what I told her. I was like, be the bigger person. Don't say anything. Go about it in a healthy way and be the bigger person. Water break. Rebecca's water, specifically. But I told him, go about it in a healthy way. And they're like, yeah. And I have my own personal example. I never got cheated on. This is just a example. I used to have this friend who was not the best friend, was not the bestest of friends. I think I've said something about it before, about the situation before, and it's been hard to forgive this person. But I think they've done their wrong to me. I've done my wrong because I walk imperfect. I've done my wrong, but I know I have to forgive them. And there is a reason why I feel the need that even though they've done wrong to me, I need to forgive them. And there's also a reason you need to forgive people that have done wrong in your life, and we'll get to that in a second. And like I said, this person has done wrong to me for a long while. It took me a while to see it, and then I distanced and separated myself from that person. But there are some things that had kept me attached to that person, and that's where we're getting into this next thing. I found this I guess quote. I cannot find who made the original TikTok. Cannot find it. If I some if you find it, send it to me. If you know what I'm talking about, send it to me or something. I don't know. But I found this from this person. The people who are hardest to forgive, excuse the para. The people who are hardest to forgive are the ones we're most attached to. And it might not be attached, in the way that you love that person. No. Because let's say with my situation, I didn't love that person. I had to separate them because just some things, and it was like, I can't keep you in my life. You gotta go. And I had to separate from that person, and I was like, I gotta let you go. But there was something that kept me attached to that person. And what kept me attached to that person wasn't love, happiness, none of that. It was anger and resentment and woe. So to truly detach myself from that person, I had to forgive them and let go of the emotions that I held towards that person. The emotions of anger, sadness, guilt, and resentment. I had to let it all go and say, I forgive you for what you've done to me. So I can truly detach myself from that person. And it is the best thing that has ever happened to me. And especially learning how to forgive, especially in that way, to learn to detach. And I think once you learn how to do that, it'll be so much easier to learn how to forgive people who have done wrong to you and do wrong in your life. And you can be the bigger person throughout it. You can detach yourself from that person and maybe that situation. Let's see, what else was on the paper? Why do I think it's good to forgive? Well, like I said, it helps you detach from unneeded emotions and not holding on to them. Did I need to hold anger and resentment towards that person? No, not at all. Did it feel good? Yeah. When it came to that person or that friend that I was talking about earlier, did that help her feel good? Yeah. But was it the right thing to do? To hold on to those emotions for both of us, me and my friend who had gone through the cheating thing. Was it good for us to hold those emotions and hold them towards those people? No. It was unneeded, and it just made us cope and feel better about ourselves and the situation we had gotten put through because of these people. And I think it can strengthen relationships outside of the ones that we detach ourselves from. When I wrote this, I'm trying to think of what I meant. And I think I mean any kind of, I mean any kind of relationship. Let's say me and Rebecca go through something and I have to forgive her for, let's say she messed something up on my PlayStation. And I was like, oh my god, you ruined my save file. Whatever. I'd have to forgive her. Say, you made a mistake. It's okay. I can replay the whole game. It'll be fine. And learn to forgive. And know that it was an accident. And she probably didn't do it intentionally. And that's okay. And it can help strengthen not just romantic relationships, but maybe family relationships, friendships, and other things like that. And it helps you not to stoop down to the level of someone who hurt you. Like I said with my friend who went through the cheating situation, to help them not stoop down to that level, you I'm hoping that they ended up forgiving the the person who had done them wrong, because without talking to them and telling them that they were going to stoop down to that level, they probably would have said so many things. But I'm glad they didn't. And now they're doing so much better for themselves. And I wish nothing but the best for them. But in conclusion, forgiveness is an amazing thing. It not only benefits you, but it benefits probably the person who has hurt you. To maybe help that person, hydration break, to maybe help that person learn that their actions were wrong and that they probably shouldn't do it again. And not, how do I say this? Walk that path of hurting people in selfish ways, of bringing them some kind of pleasure, and not do that again. But yeah, I think forgiveness is a beautiful thing. It can help you. It's surely helped me, and I'm thankful I'm learning, because I'm still learning how to forgive. It takes a while to learn and to fully be a master at it. But it'll take time to learn. It'll take time to do, and everything takes time. So understand that at its finest, but forgive. You don't have to forget, but forgive. It's probably best. So that was day 7. Have a great day. You are loved. You are special. You are awesome. Reach out if you need help. Have a great day.